A struggling mechanic fixes an old truck for free. But when its owner returns, he discovers she's a billionaire's daughter, and his life changes forever. Stick around for the full story and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more amazing twists. The afternoon sun baked the small Arizona town, turning the cracked asphalt into a shimmering mirage. Inside a modest garage on the edge of Main Street, Ethan Cole wiped the grease from his hands and leaned over the hood of a beat-up '78 Chevy pickup. The owner, a young woman with dust on her boots and worry in her eyes, stood nearby. "How much is it gonna cost?" she asked, her voice hesitant. Ethan glanced at her. "Your fuel pump's shot. I can patch it for now, but you'll need a new one soon." She bit her lip, looking away. I can't really afford repairs right now. Just needed to get into town." Ethan didn't hesitate. "Don't worry about it. I'll fix it up for free." Her eyes widened. "Free? Why would you do that?" Ethan shrugged, grabbing his tools. "Because I've been where you are, and because my mama raised me right." An hour later, the old truck roared back to life. The young woman's face lit up with a mix of relief and disbelief. She thanked him and drove off, leaving Ethan to return to his work, never expecting to see her again. 3 days later, a black SUV pulled up outside the garage. 2 sharply dressed men stepped out, followed by the same woman, but now she wore an elegant dress and diamond earrings. She smiled warmly. "Ethan, meet my father." Out stepped Richard Holloway, one of the richest men in the state. His handshake was firm. "My daughter told me what you did. You fixed her truck when she was out in disguise visiting some of our farms." Ethan blinked, stunned. Disguise farms. Richard chuckled. "She likes to see the real world without a security team breathing down her neck. You didn't take advantage of her kindness or her vulnerability. That says a lot about you." Then came the twist. Richard handed him a folded envelope. Inside was a job offer. Head mechanic for his entire fleet of luxury and farm vehicles. Triple Ethan's current pay, plus full benefits. Ethan stood there, speechless, grease still on his hands. The billionaire's daughter grinned. "Guess fixing an old truck for free just changed your life." The midday heat hung heavy over Ridge Valley, a dusty Arizona town where the air smelled faintly of gasoline and sun-baked asphalt. Inside a small, 2-bay garage with a faded Cole's Auto Repair sign, Ethan Cole worked alone. At 32, Ethan was a man of worn denim, calloused hands, and quiet resilience. His business had been slow lately, too slow. The old refrigerator in the corner was almost empty, the rent was overdue, and the electric company had left one of those final notice envelopes on his desk. But Ethan never turned away someone who needed help. The sound of an engine sputtering and coughing outside caught his attention. Through the open garage door, an old faded blue Chevy pickup rolled in. Looking like it was held together by little more than rust and hope, a young woman stepped out. She couldn't have been more than 20. Her long brown hair was tucked under a baseball cap, and her dusty jeans looked like they'd seen better days. "Truck won't start half the time," she said, glancing at him nervously. "It died 3 miles out. I barely got it here." Ethan popped the hood and peered inside. "Fuel pump's about to give out. Your carburetor's clogged too. I can get it running for now, but you'll need a full replacement soon." The woman hesitated. "How much is that gonna cost?" Ethan looked up, reading her body language the way she clutched her bag, the flicker of worry in her eyes. He'd seen it before. Someone weighing whether fixing a car meant skipping dinner. "Don't worry about it," he said, grabbing his tools. Her eyebrows lifted. "What do you mean?" "I mean, I'll fix it for free. Sometimes folks just need a break." She looked at him for a moment, like she wasn't sure if this was a trick. Then her lips curved into a small, grateful smile. "Thank you. Not many people would do that. Not many people fix trucks for fun, either," Ethan said, with a smirk, rolling up his sleeves. An hour later, the Chevy was running again, purring like it hadn't in years. The young woman tested the ignition, eyes wide. Wow. I thought this thing was ready for the scrap heap. Ethan shrugged. She's old, but she's got character, kinda like me. She laughed softly, handed him a handshake instead of a payment, and drove away. Ethan thought that was the end of it. 3 days later, a sleek black SUV pulled up outside his garage. Ethan frowned. Vehicles like that didn't usually stop in Ridge Valley. 2 sharply dressed men stepped out first, scanning the street like bodyguards. Then came the young woman from the other day bet. This time she looked different. Her dusty jeans were gone, replaced by a tailored white dress. A diamond bracelet glinted on her wrist. "Ethan," she said warmly, "I'd like you to meet my father." From the SUV emerged Richard Halloway, a man whose face Ethan had only seen in business magazines. One of the richest men in the state, owner of massive farming operations, trucking companies, and even a private airfield. Richard shook Ethan's hand firmly. "My daughter told me what you did. She likes to visit our farms without an entourage, to see how things are running. That old truck, just her way of blending in." Ethan's jaw tightened. "So, that wasn't just some random pickup?" Richard chuckled. "Oh, it's hers. But she could have had a brand new truck anytime she wanted. The real story here is you didn't take advantage of her. You didn't ask for a dime. You just helped." The billionaire reached into his coat and handed Ethan an envelope. Inside was an official offer: head mechanic for the Halloway fleet, over 30 vehicles, from luxury sedans to heavy farm trucks. Triple the pay Ethan made now. Health insurance, a full pension plan. Ethan stared at it, stunned. This is real." Richard smiled. "Consider it payment for your honesty, and for reminding my daughter and me that good people still exist." The young woman gave Ethan a grin. "Guess that free repair ended up being the most expensive job you ever did, for us." Ethan, still holding the envelope, couldn't help but laugh. "And here I was worried about making rent this month,